Welcome to an Uncuffed Monday. A little late getting to the show, 3 minutes late, but that's okay. We were going over show notes and how we were going to do this from first to last because there's so much information on today's society and culture news that we want to get it all in, but we want to get it all in a fun light. So we thought we'd start a little bit heavy, a little bit dark, and then do the dark, seedy, TMZ style society and culture news, and then kind of loosen it up and get loosey-goosey and have fun at the end. So I think kind of like loosely the topics for tonight will be one, we got to talk about this pastor who's ultra rich getting this divorce. It's kind of blowing us all away. Talk about the man.
We can talk about all that, but do me a favor.
Yeah.
Don't go Hulk Hogan on us and shit, okay?
Hulk Hogan.
What you were just doing while we go, that Hulk Hogan.
I get so passionate, man. I hate mainstream media. I hate mainstream media so much. And like I feel like journalism is dead, and that everybody in journalism in the mainstream media is bought and paid for, and they're all stupid, and it just makes me furious that just like nobody wants to go out and do like real journalism and find out real facts for themselves. And you have to get all of your information over like Twitter and TikTok debates, and that's asinine and it's ridiculous. So I do get a little bit Macho Man Randy Savage, but I'm not sure. But maybe I'll just talk black tonight, and I'll pull like a card out of Kamala's deck because we got to talk about that. We've got to talk about this. We have to talk about this tonight. This is one of the darker ones, but it's fun. So Trump obviously said on this interview that he didn't know that Kamala was black. Now, a lot of people are upset about this, but then there's equally a lot of people upset that Kamala actually tried to quote unquote talk black and Southern at one of her meetings in Georgia, even though she is from Canada. And so there's this whole like 50-50 split down the middle. And so I wanted to talk and get you guys information about people talking a different way when they're in front of other people versus like what they talk about in real life. And are we for it? Are we against it? Or is it something natural? Then we've got to move on to this pole vaulter who got his pee-pee stuck on a pole. And then we got to move on from there to this awesome Mandela effect that is kind of new. Like, and I know you guys are a little bit older coming to the scene, and so am I, but I have 5 kids who are super young. And so I'm familiar with the Mandela effect, but I just found out tonight that Jay does not know what the Mandela effect is, and you don't either. So this is, I know you know who Mandela, it doesn't really have anything to do with Nelson Mandela, but kind of, but not really. But it is really fun. And so we're going to play some Mandela effect games with you guys tonight to see what Mandela effects stump you guys and stump me, because I'm seeing some of these for the first time. And then we got to talk about Disney's new Mandela effect that's actually like legit pissing Disney moms off. Like they're going to TikTok and Twitter and like raging about this Mandela effect with Tinkerbell and Disney World. So anyway, lots of stuff to go through today. Big society and culture news. Oh yeah, and then we have the Christian, all this like Christian stuff going on in the Olympics where they're like not letting Christians have certain icons on their equipment. And then they achieve these phenomenal feats like this surfer and all these things. So, you know, talking about Christ being alive in the Olympics, if you will. So we'll throw that one in there too. Lots going on tonight on Uncuffed Monday. Run us a countdown there, Joshua.
The growing calls across the nation to defund the police.
To end policing as we know it.
Off the charts violence in New York City. 11 people shot in just 8 hours on Sunday.
This is about the police officers who every single day put on that uniform and they run towards danger when we run away from it.
Hey, these your keys? Dems ain't mines. Dems ain't mines. We fixing to march up on these streets.
I mean, here's my thing.
We coming for you today.
You saying like black lingo, but you saying still that's the whitest voice I've ever heard. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, just like what I say. You know what I'm saying? That sound like black dude. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Sound like a hillbilly saying, you know, some black shit.
I'm sorry that I can't talk black. It's not in my nature. It sounds silly. I agree. It sounds silly.
Embedded in the culture.
Exactly. Okay, so we'll go into our multicultural personality.
People can have dark skin, but multicultural, like our vice president.
I saw what they said. They were like,
wait. You think she's multicultural?
I mean, I put it this way.
Well, she is technically.
Okay, this is what I was taught.
Okay.
Brought up. If you got one little drop of black blood in you, you're black.
We all black. Then.
Fuck
black.
yeah,
We're
dude.
all
You know what I'm
black.
saying?
Yeah.
She's light skinned. Okay, yeah, I've never heard her.
But does that mean if you have
You know,
one
talk
drop
about-
of white blood, you're white?
They, not
Why does it go? Why does the black? Why does the black? Why does the black overrule the white?
Right.
Because it should be if your mama's white that you could be. I mean, since it's that way, if your mama's white, you should be considered white.
But
I think it depends on what your mama is. But no,
I come from again. My grandmother was half white. My great grandfather's white.
Right.
It's funny that my last name White. She married a guy named last name White. But for real, when people look at my father's side, my uncle, all of that, people be looking at me like, "What is he?" I'm like, "What you mean? Is he white? What is he?" I'm like, "He black." Man, no, he got to be mixed. Then I have to break down. I said, "Well, his mama's half white. His grandfather's white." I mean, damn. I mean, so it trickled down. So yeah.
Okay, so let me go with this one then. Let me use this example. So if you're white, not last name white, but like Caucasious white, like myself, and you start to talk like a white person in Ireland, but you're from America, would that be seeming weird? Like if all of a sudden I just started to talk to you like, shit, I don't know how to speak Irish. Top of the morning to you. How you doing, Jay Darrell? How you doing? Top of the morning.
It's either one, you're acting,
right,
or two, your ass spent a lot of time over there, and you just, you know, it's not where you from, it's where you at.
Where you at? Okay.
Because I know I have cousins that was born and raised in New York. They've been living down here for the last 20 years. Now they ass sound just as southern.
Kind of like picking up some of your lingo.
Right.
So like when I worked on a deep sea fishing boat in St. Augustine, Florida, a lot of tourists went on the deep sea fishing boat. And so the New Yorkers that moved to Florida would come on, they would try to pick up the southern accent and they would sound stupid. They would sound ridiculous to me because it would sound like, "Hey, y'all want a hot dog?" And you're like, "Wait, what did you say y'all and hot dog in the same sentence?" Like, you sound fucking stupid, right? So like what I'm saying is like if you were a white person and you went to Australia and you were like, "Hey, mate, how you doing, mate? Top of the morning. How about another shim on the bobby, mate?" Right. They would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?" Like, just because you're white doesn't mean you're Australian.
I'm tell you, it's funny. Me and one of my homeboys, I was good friends with, we went to La Casinas. We went and ate at a Mexican restaurant. And when we ordered, I was like, "Yeah, let me get that ACP right there."
Oh, that's what I had today. I had the ACP.
Yeah, I love that. With the vegetables. Let me get the vegetables.
Okay. I did with the shrimp.
And bring me a to-go plate because I ain't gonna eat all of it. He gonna sit there. And he gonna try to say the stuff in Spanish and then talk to. Yeah, I mean, he don't know a lick of damn Spanish. He just doing the gracias.
Yeah.
See.
And you're just like, shut
your black ass up.
Fucking ass.
You know, because
all right.
When we was in the military, he went to Italy. He was in Italy. Okay, I was in Panama, but I don't sit there and damn it go to a Mexican restaurant and try to talk Spanish.
Now,
you know, to me, I think that's like a slap in the face, or you know.
Let me ask you this one then, Mark. I mean, comedian, Mark. Let's say you've got some white friends.
I do.
Well, I know you do. But like, have you ever had a white friend that maybe talked different in front of you and then didn't talk that way any other time, and you thought maybe they were talking a little bit black or trying to talk with some black culture in them? And then and you were like, "You don't talk like that. That's a little weird."
No, but I got some that talk like they black, period. They don't change it. That's how they talk.
They just talk black all the time.
Yeah,
they've been around black
right.
folks.
Right.
Now when they get around they family, I don't know, but around everybody I see them with, they talk like, other than looking at them, you would think they were
right.
black.
So if they talk like that all the time, and then they went to a meeting at a school and they were like, crazy. "Hello, how are you? My name is Jonathan." And you would be like, "Yo, that's not how you talk. Like you talk."
Have you been hacked?
Right. You've been hacked, right? So so for years and years and years, Kamala Harris has spoke mainly about her Indian descent. She's talked a lot about her Indian heritage. She's done all of these things. And then all of a sudden, now that she's the president, and by the way, remember we said that the Democrats under Joe Biden were losing more black voters than any other Democrat in the history. Okay. And so even Alex Jones, that crazy nutball, Alex Jones said that his prediction was that they had to win the black vote back by November. And so he predicted like a school shooting from some redneck at an all black school to like make black people hate Republicans again. And I thought that, it's extreme. I hope it doesn't happen. But what we do see going on right now is Kamala Harris, one, going really hard in the paint in the black community, but now she is talking way different than she's ever talked before.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. What a lot of people don't understand. You've heard of HBCU, correct?
Yeah. Historically black college universities. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She is a graduate.
Sure.
Proud graduate of Howard University.
Right.
And she's also in the D9, Divine 9, which is she is in the AKA.
Yeah, Alpha, Kappa, Alpha. Yeah, black sorority.
AKAs.
Yeah.
She's in a sorority.
Yeah.
A Greek, a black
sorority.
Right. So therefore, and one of the biggest things with Greek organizations, Masonic organizations, is we pound the streets for voters. We want registered to vote. No,
sure.
So with her being, okay, yeah, she's boosting up her Indian heritage as well. And now, but think about it. If you run in a race, you're going to, as a police officer, you got your tool belt. You're going to use whatever tool you have on your belt
to stop the guy,
right? So she got to pull it out.
You think talking black though is like you don't? Do you think it sounds? How about this? Do you think it sounds cheesy and made up like my Irish accent?
I bet she talked differently when she's at her sorority meetings. She talked like a sister.
Well, okay, so how about this? Let me go back to this. And I don't know if we have time to pull this up, but Hilario Baldwin, you know who she is? You know Alec Baldwin, right? Yeah. So he married this girl, Hilaria Baldwin. Can you bring up a picture of Hilaria Baldwin? Now, Hilaria Baldwin was born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts. And I think only her grandparents were from... You can fact check me on this one, but like she's way off from her Spanish heritage. Like I think it was her grandmother may have lived in Spain, maybe like her grandmother, but she doesn't speak Spanish. As a matter of fact, she's from Boston. Well, in the last 10 years that she's become famous being married to Alec Baldwin, how you say in your country, cucumber? And she's caught on all of these shows talking like she from Spain, in my country. But then they'll play video from her before she's famous. And she's just talking like this, ripping and rapping. And she's like no accent. If anything, she has a thick Boston accent.
I want to say something. Okay, so I want to comment on the Kamala Harris in this part, but I'm going to do her first. If she chooses to use the accent part, I don't see nothing wrong with it, right? But how you say it, like you don't know, something's wrong with it.
It's pretty fucking stupid, right? Now, but like, how about you? So you think that if I talk like this one day, and then all of a sudden I switch and I start talking like I'm a Russian, and I only talk to you like I'm from Mother Russia.
If you got Russian in you, it's an option.
I'm from Russia. My grandfather is from Russia. No, you serious? Or would you be like Tansy's fucking retarded?
If you had Russia, or you trying to embrace your Russianness, then I wouldn't have a problem. But that part about how'd you say like you don't know something wrong? Now Kamala, I've seen people, I'm not even gonna say her, not even famous, they be like, man, what's up, man? What talking? But as soon as they get to work or wherever, it's like, yes, they're I'm not gonna say playing the part, but they're putting on the shoes they need to put on to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. And I ain't gonna say too much about her because I'll probably get to meet her next month because I'm going to the Black Caucus.
Oh, nice. Very cool. I was
voting for who, but I'm going.
Right.
I was invited as a volunteer, so I'll be going.
So I mean, like for me though, I mean, like just objectively, politics aside, no politics aside, I just think that's ridiculous. Like I think you should be yourself all the time and then be comfortable with yourself and not be fake in front of anybody. So like I'm not going to try to talk one way in front of you guys. Like it would be like, what if I started just agreeing with everything you guys said, or like you guys started agreeing just because of like, that just seems like a very sad way to go about life.
About agreeing with everything. It's just acknowledging, your opinion. You know what I'm saying? I can acknowledge your opinion, but I don't have to agree with what you say.
Do you think if you went to New York, if you did comedy in New York, would you throw up
comedy in New York?
Right, but would you throw up a hard, thick New York accent?
I go there and do my thing.
Right.
Because my comedy is relatable to any and everybody.
Sure.
No matter what color you are.
Well, how about this? There's very few politicians that do it. We never saw Bill Clinton do it. You never saw him do that. You never saw George Bush do it. You never saw Trump do it. Trump's never changed the way he's acted in front of anybody. No, he talks the same way in front of everybody. Yeah, he's going to be 100% himself.
And he comes from the entertainment industry.
Now, Obama got caught G-dropping, which was funny, but he's a lot.
I'm gonna tell you what was funny and what's the difference too is the basketball team, the United States basketball team, and he, of course, out of the office. But I think this happened too when he was in office because what's his name? Keel and Peg.
Yeah, Keenan Peele.
Yeah, they did a
Key and
skit.
Peele.
They did a skit on it where all the black basketball players came up and he dapped them up like how brothers dap. And he got to the white guy. Hey, how you doing?
Exactly.
Hey, buddy. Hugging the dap them up.
That was super funny. That was super funny. But yeah, I think the American people, I don't think it's a good look. I think most Americans see through it. I think most people in the black community, white community, any community would see it. Like if I went to a Mexican restaurant with my sombrero on and I started saying like, hola, ¿cómo está? Mi gato as,
Yeah, he's playing the president. But see, if he didn't do that, if the real President Obama didn't do that, then black people have been saying, oh, he fake. He fake.
Right.
Part of us would be like, oh, well, he's a president.
Yeah.
But why?
Well, I think this one's a little different because she changes her voice. Now, Hillary Clinton did the same thing and she got roasted by the black community. So like for me, I'm like, well, or the Southern community. I don't know. Hillary Clinton wasn't with the black community. It was she started talking like a redneck and she got roasted by the Southern rednecks.
Hawaiian. Now,
well,
I mean,
Hawaiian-ish.
His skin is black. Brown, okay.
His daddy was Kenyan.
Yeah.
Hawaiian. Where did Hawaiian come from?
He was just born.
But his mother, his mother was Hawaiian. All right, well, here, let's go to this. Let's just go to this clip and listen to what she says really, really fast, and then we'll just say this like. So I guess my whole point with this one was I don't understand like how people can be so mad at Trump for saying like, well, I didn't know she was black because like I mean I think I would call it out too, but at the same time like I think they're both funny on both parts, but I don't think one kind of is worse than the other. I think if I caught somebody doing this, I would call him out.
I mean, what she ought to come out and just say, I am multicultural. I have.
Well, she's from so here it is. She's from Canada. Okay. She's from Canada. Born and raised.
They approve of your accent.
But see, here's the thing, though. Martin Lawrence, one of the funniest comedians, legendary comedians, he was born in Germany.
Right.
My cousin Pierre, the comedian Pierre, my cousin Pierre, his mama white.
Wait, was Kamala born in Canada, or she just grew up in Canada?
Born and raised in Germany, but he got family, all his family, his family in North Carolina, and he lived in DC.
Right, but he's not like talking German. He's not like.
No, but what I'm saying is, if she's from Canada, they're black Canadians.
Oh, I get it, but she's not talking black. She's talking like straight Southern black, which is like that's what I was saying. That's why I was using the analogy. Like, just because I'm white doesn't mean I should be going and putting on a Irish accent. Why don't I just talk like or like I wouldn't go to New York and start talking like, "Yo, dog, what up, bro? I'm in Brooklyn, bro." Or like I don't know how do fucking Brooklyn guys talk. You know what I'm talking about? Like, let me get a hot dog, bro. You know, like whatever. Like, get out of here, bro. What I don't know. I can't talk Yankee, but like it would look ridiculous. This is how uncultured I am. I think this as a Southern man born and raised in the South, and I don't have a very Southern accent either, and I don't adopt a Southern accent. I think this is hilarious. I'm just gonna play it really fast, get you guys' take on it. Is it cringe? Because remember we played that one tape where she's like, "We out here on these streets." Remember when we played that? Right. That was kind of cringe. Right. Let me see what your take on this one is.
Said to the congressman, I didn't know he could preach like that. Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets, and let me tell you, as they say, they not like us. You want to see people testifying? Can I get a witness?
So authentic, isn't she? Compare her accent there to what we just heard to how she sounds normally, like when she appeared on the
she's from this is Sky News Australia.
We are all in this together, and your vote is your power. So please make sure your voice.
Go ahead. I want to say something.
Go ahead.
Now, where was she at when she said the part about it? Can I get an amen?
Georgia.
Right.
Right.
That's why I said she's putting on the shoes she need.
Yeah.
What she won't, because if she was somewhere else,
Well, like
she made some, but it was the majority of the problem was black.
Yeah.
And,
but does that offend you?
No, I think she
do
put on the
you
shoes.
think it's silly?
No.
So that's curious, because if I, as a white redneck, as a Southern guy, if a New York, like if Trump came down, and Trump's lived in Florida for however many years, but if Trump came out and was like, hey y'all, I just want to thank y'all for coming out here to Atlanta, Georgia, and just being a part of this, man, we're gonna get these farms back up, I'd be like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're from New York, dude. You can't talk like that.
The thing is, if he coming out putting on an act.
Well, she was definitely putting on an act. I mean, I only showed you a snippet, but if you watch the whole thing, it was really cringe.
From what I saw, it was her atmosphere.
Right.
Like in here, I'm gonna sit here and talk whatever. You might play something right. I'm like, but wherever I am, if I'm in church, you might see me and be like, oh, she don't raise her hands in the studio, but she raises them in church. It's where I am. So she's come. I hate to use the wrong
conforming.
It's like she's putting on the shoes she needs.
Well, I think it's fake. And I think you're being more of a chameleon when you do that. And like for me, I would be I'd be like, dude, I'm not like, don't trick me into voting for you. Like, I know you're not like that. I know you're not a Southern black woman. So stop talking like a Southern black woman. Like when Hillary Clinton did it, I was like, yo, you're not from Alabama. Shut the fuck up. You're from Arkansas. And like, you're not even from Arkansas. And like, you've been a rich girl your whole life. So why are you talking like a dumb redneck?
I mean, you have to, like you said, you have to put the shoe on.
Do you have to? Nobody else. There's a lot of people that don't.
I'm gonna give you, as they say, case in point. There's a newscaster. He's on there. Yes, we're on channel 5. Blah blah. It's black.
Right.
Blah 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 blah.
Right.
All of a sudden, this big old thing fly in his face.
Yeah.
He says, "Mother," he just go off.
Oh, yeah. That was so funny.
He was like, "All right, cut it back. Get out of this country." Yeah. So same thing.
I don't know if that's the same thing though.
Pull it up there. What's in you gonna come out? That was great.
Oh yeah, here it is, dude. He's so bad.
He just.
Oh, there's no audio. There's no audio.
Yeah, I don't have the audio because it's so quick.
He goes off. He won't come.
Well, here we go on the last little bit of this topic. This was some of the reactions that CNN put out. This is what made me actually want to bring it up.
More
to
likely
you guys.
or less likely to vote Democrat?
Well, hold on, first, Ray, hold on, Ray. Is Kamala black? Yes or no?
I'm going to let her speak on that. But to me, no.
Oh, is Kamala black? Yes or no?
I share that same view.
Wow, is Kamala black? Yes or no?
I heard she was. I heard she's.
And so they cut it out, and then they went back to the studio. They were like super embarrassed, but they were not expecting like a whole bunch of black guys in Brooklyn in a barbershop to be like. So when Trump said on this story, which one, to be fair, it was at the what was it, Ted? Like it was the black it was called the Black Journalist whatever, the
one with ABC.
Yes.
I have it. She was with Rachel Scott, opens up the interview with President Trump at the NABJ conference, calling
National Association of Black Journalists is what it was. And so I thought she was extremely rude in her questions right off of the bat to Donald Trump. I mean, I thought that was very disrespectful, and I would never have asked anybody those questions. Even if Adolf Hitler was in the room, I wouldn't ask questions like that. And I think a lot of people interview different way. And I've never. Do you not have the audio for that?
Yeah, no audio, just a clip of it.
Here, can you rip it while we're talking? Mute it and just rip a little bit of that so they can hear that first question. But just to go to bang out the point, while he's doing that, today's show is brought to you by ghostbed.com/Wolfpack Sleep So Good It's Scary. Right now, Ghostbed's offering 50% off, not to just law enforcement first responders, but anybody who uses the promo code Wolfpack, because they know that you love and support them. They've been with us for about 4 years now on this network. They also are sponsoring the Anti-Hero podcast, Conservative Anthony, and a lot of other guys that we brought on through this network. Speaking of network and Ghost Bed, one that massage topper is incredible, but a lot of some excellent Olympians Some ex-Olympians use it. Serena Williams, Venus Williams, they got those model beds out there. No, I think that was dead leg cracking open a soda. It was dead leg cracking open a beer. But if you head over to Goes Bed, you can get those cooling sheets, cooling pillows. So if you get hot like we do here in North Carolina, it's been really hot out here. Those cooling sheets are next level, make you feel nice and cool. Also, we've got factormeals.com/Wolfpack50 meal planning to the next level. So if you want to get jacked and swole like me, or you want to get lean and mean like Jay Durrell over there, they got calorie conscious, they got protein heavy, 50 grams plus of protein, or less than 500 calories. They've got tons of different options, thousands of menu options. Go to factormeals.com. Stop doing all your meal planning. Stop going to the grocery store, doing all these things when you have core prep, when you have exercise and workouts, when you've got things to do with your kids, things to do with your wife. You don't have time to be meal prepping and to get yourself into shape and get yourself on the diet that you want to be on. Go to factormeals.com/Wolfpack50. Let them do the meal planning for you. Pick out from their calorie conscious, their protein heavy, their vegan, vegetarian, breakfast, lunch, dinner, however many meals you need. They're delivered right to your door, fresh and never frozen, right to your door. You stick them in the microwave for 2 minutes. Bam, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Now you've got a great meal on the go, and you're not eating like a peasant. Head over to factormeals.com/Wolfpack50 and get you a meal plan going today. Deadleg, did you find that for us yet? All right. So anyway, we'll go back to this and then we'll jump on to the next subject. But I will say that, like, if you're going to do an interview with somebody, I mean, almost very, very few times do you see interviewers be an asshole to the interviewee, even if they don't like them. You know, they do it. So I thought this one, it was clear and present when Donald Trump spoke up that she went after him. It was very threatening. It was very unprofessional. As a person who's interviewed hundreds of people, now. I don't think I would ever do that, even if somebody I didn't like. Well, I think he's trying to rip it right now.
That reminds me of interview of Mike Tyson. Remember, it's been a long time ago when he went to jail for rape.
Yeah,
he did 3 years.
I don't think he should have went
prison and stuff. But he was doing this mayor of a city or whatever was running. It was time for re-election, and he was a guest. Mike Tyson was a guest of his, and there was a black dude too who interviewed him. Little nerdy dude, and he wasn't nerdy. Well, he was nerdy, but he wasn't a small dude.
Right.
But that's Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson was sitting there, and the interview was going well until he was like,
"Color,
who were talk about you the mayor's running for re-election, and he's hanging out with you and with your background as a right. Yeah,
he's like, I'm gonna fucking
he looked at
punch you in the face.
Nobody bring it up, but you piece of shit.
Yeah,
like, Mike, you can't cuss. It's fuck you. You
he's
piece
like,
of shit. You don't want to bring that up.
Yeah.
Want to say,
dude, it's great. He's like, how about I punch you in the fucking mouth? He's like, well, that's all we do. He's like, we all fucking done. Like, well, all right, here we go. He's got it ripped. Pull it up. Here we go.
American citizens, to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country. Including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money, they were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late. Just so we understand, I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something
Mr.
was
President,
wrong.
I would love
I think
if you
it's
can
a
answer
very
the question
nasty
on your rhetoric
question.
and why you
I
believe
have
that
answered
black
the
voters should
question.
trust you with another
I
4
have
years.
been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President Johnson.
Which it's a funny answer, but I think that to be your first question.
That's two things.
Go
Who
ahead.
was that talking? Because according to him, that won't Kamala Harris.
No. That wasn't Kamala Harris that asked the question.
Right.
No.
Oh, I thought you said.
No.
Kamala Harris asked him the question.
No. Kamala wouldn't answer a question. This was a woman. This was the National Association for Black Journalists meetings, and they wanted to have a debate with Trump and Kamala Harris. Kamala pulled out and didn't show up, which was pretty upsetting. Then he said, well, let's do it over Zoom since Kamala can do it over Zoom. They said, no, we want to have him in person. So he shows up. They're 30 minutes late. And that's her first question. Not like a hello, how are you doing? She's like, and I don't mind the question so much. I just don't know that it's appropriate to do it that soon in the show. And because your guy's just going to walk out. It's not good journalism.
I understand since I understand better now with the question, who's questioning. So no, I think that was wrong the way she did it, whatever. But yet still, he still didn't answer her question.
I think he did answer it.
No, he didn't. He said,
well, she said, why do you deserve the black vote? And he said, because I'm the only one that bailed out, which by the way, remember Oprah, when he bailed out the HBCU colleges, even Oprah had him on to celebrate him. And they thought about how great that was. He did a lot for the black people back in the day.
Here's Michael, what have he done? Because I am a veteran. What have he done for veterans?
I thought there was he made a huge leap into the VA. And then it went away when the Democrats got back in. But was it a question or was it propaganda for the Dems? Yeah, and I think that's kind of like the argument on that was it was more of like it's not a debate to like it's not an it's not a question that's objective that both parties would want to learn something about Donald Trump. What it was a smear. It was a question more to smear him in front of a black audience and embarrass him. It wasn't a question that she really wanted to learn. She wanted to smear him and make him look bad because they're upset that he's winning a large number of the black votes.
To me, this is my thing. He's already done 4 years in the office as the big man, as the president. She coming up on 4 years of being the vice president. Right. Not the main president, but the vice president. Because I've seen people online talk about, she's done the least.
Well, she does have
as a vice president.
She does have the lowest approval rating of any vice president in the history of vice president. You can fact check me on that, Josh.
Why is that?
But she has a really bad. Why does she have a low approval rating? Well, because one of her absence, what she's been put in charge of, the border.
Right. What is she in charge of?
The border.
What does she have to do? And what approval do she have to get? Because the president can say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna build this and that, but if it don't go through the Senate and the Congress, it ain't gonna get done.
Right.
He can say he want to do that all he want, but if it don't get approved,
go bring it up, Josh.
I don't think he should vote for a person with color. No way.
No, hell no.
That's what a lot of people do. She black. I'm gonna vote for her.
Yeah. And I think the funny thing about the Kamala Harris thing now is like one of the only things that I said there's a Democrat female that hangs out where I hang out on Wednesday nights. I'm not gonna say where I hang out on Wednesday nights, but and I've had a lot of discussions with her, and we don't agree on politics at all. But the one thing that we had a 1 hour conversation with, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 months ago was how annoying Kamala Harris was. And she was like, I just cannot believe that she became the vice president with, all the things that she did in California. And she's like, that laugh has got to go. It's so annoying and so embarrassing that she can't talk without a teleprompter and she makes no sense. And she quotes Marxist quotes constantly. The quote that's right out of communism, the what has been can be undone, and like basically that quote that she says over and over again all the time. That's straight out of like Marxism. And so we were having this conversation. She was just going on about how much she can't stand Kamala Harris as a as a vice president. And Dan last week, if on her Facebook, she says, we are gonna have the most powerful. She is strong. She is beautiful. She is courageous. I mean, just like all this shit on her Facebook. I didn't comment, but I wanted to be like, yo, we had a whole hour conversation where we both agreed how some of the stupid shit Kamala has said. So I think it's really, really funny that that those things come up. Were you able to fact check that real quick before we move on, or no?
I mean, that's what
she sets the record low for vice president sometime June of last year.
Right, for net favorability. Go down there so we can answer Jay's question on why did she pull low?
Because she's
in the article.
She's done nothing. She was the border czar that got nothing done. She never even visited the border. She's literally done nothing in her entire as the vice president.
Right, like hadn't accomplished anything, hadn't pushed out any bills or anything. Just hasn't been pretty absent. But yeah, I guess that would answer your question. Hopefully that answers your question. I don't really know. She hasn't done anything. So
my thing is, it seemed like with politics, it seemed like they are, this is what she did in her prior. That was her job prior. What she did in a prior job.
A lot of people say she put a lot of people.
She was pretty bad at her last job.
What is she doing as vice president?
She was the most liberal senator. That was her last job.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. Okay, she was a senator. Now she's the vice president. That's just like if you, how can I say it? As a police officer, you go from a daggone sheriff department. Now you go to a small police department. You leave that small police department, you go to a larger police department, and they pull your file, your record, and they want to see what have you done in your last department. What schools you go to, your discipline record, whatever this and that. Of course they're gonna have to go on that. You have to pretty much in your interview, they be like, okay, well, tell us something about yourself that we don't know. That's not on your application, that's not in your file. Tell us something you want to know.
Right.
What is it you want them to know that's gonna make them say, okay, I want to hire you? That's what she got to do. She got to tell stuff that they don't know about her.
Right.
That what she gonna do to win that president. You know what I'm saying? Because she can't go back. Yeah, because I'm reading stuff they talking about how she done locked up so many black men and all this and that. That's why a lot of black men are like, no, she ain't shit. She don't.
You did the crime. Like, do time.
But see, here's my thing. I was like, well, damn, she was the prosecutor. You know what I'm saying? Police officers had to catch them, charge them, and bring their ass to court. She's doing her job just like those officers did their job to get her shit. Her job was to prosecute. She's a prosecutor. Now, if she did some,
she didn't have when she originally ran, she ran for president. When she ran for president, she didn't even win her state. Like, she couldn't even win her own state. Like, wouldn't vote for her. And she had she had to drop out of the race very, very quickly. California. But her own state was. This was my. Hang on, this is my favorite. This is my favorite. Hold on.
Yes. You are yes. Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president. Yeah. So we're both Indian, but actually we're both South Indian. Yes.
Oh, now I want to say something. Really, right then, she should have said what you said. She should have said, what you say? Because right there, it looked like she's saying she's Indian.
Well, then and then she went on to say in a later interview that she remembers sitting on her mama's lap lighting the menorah on Christmas when she was talking to a whole bunch of Jews. Well, if you look up how many Jews are in India, there's like 0 Indians. And then when she was on Charlemagne the God's podcast and she talked about smoking weed, and she's like, my daddy's Jamaican. What? I smoke weed. And then her dad came out and said she's an embarrassment to Jamaica. Do you have that clip? Can you pull that clip? Can you pull that clip, Deadleg? I don't know if you can, but I mean, that was really like her dad disowned her when he was on Charlemagne the God, and he was like, listen, and she had to make a public apology to Jamaicans to say like, hey, sorry, I didn't mean to paint Jamaican. They're like, you're not a Jamaican. Like, you're not.
But what is her dad?
Her dad is Jamaican. And he lives in America and he teaches at a college. But when they asked her if she ever smoked weed, she goes, my daddy's Jamaican. And they were like, and she was like, of course I smoked some weed. And so it pissed off all the Jamaicans.
That's the damn truth, though. I
Yeah,
don't know why the daddy trying to get mad.
Well, the
He
dad
know
got
that's-
mad and said he didn't. Dad's like, he's like, I'm the professor, tenured professor. I've lived here for da-da-da. He's like, I've never done that. Blah, blah, blah. Her brother.
She just told on him. She slept tell herself.
Remember what you just said
What?
about how you switch up?
Right.
You fucking switching up. Because every Jamaican I know smoke shit. They smoke.
I mean, I only know one, but I don't know if she doesn't smoke.
I got cousins.
He might didn't want everybody to know he smoked.
Right, but I mean, they're not tenured professors at a historically black college university. But but her dad was really upset about it. And, like,
He's smoking that gun.
but I'll bet you this. I'll bet you Kamala Harris has never smoked weed in her life.
I would bet she have.
I bet you she
I
has.
would bet she have.
Look, she went to a HBCU.
I bet she have. If ain't no but
she might ain't.
Oh,
she might
man.
ain't hit it hard, but I believe she.
What you got here? That like.
My dearest departed grandmothers, as well as my deceased parents, must be turning in their graves right now to see their family's name, reputation, and proud Jamaican identity being connected in any way, joking or not, with the fraudulent stereotype of a pot-smoking joy seeker in the pursuit of identity politics, wrote her father. Speaking for myself and my immediate Jamaican family, we wish to categorically disassociate ourselves from this travesty.
Did he write that?
Yeah.
You know what?
He said it too. He said it. I watched the video.
Probably why she's trying to connect with her Indian family.
Well, that was old. That was really old. That was like a couple of years. I mean, that was when she was on Charlamagne the God years and years ago.
I can understand why he did what he. I mean, excuse me. I can understand why he felt like he felt maybe because when I was younger, I don't do no more saying worry about it. I used to smoke weed. Right?
Sure.
Like every weekend.
Yeah.
No, they ain't never been black. But make a long story short, I used to have parties and stuff, whatever. And then one day my sister was talking to my kids. I got 3 kids, and the younger one may have smelled weed, just excuse me, the oldest one probably know what's going on. But by the time I had the last 2, we was sitting around talking. My sister like, yeah, I remember Margaret used to go back there in that room and they smoked that weed and come back, her eyes be all chicken. And my 2 kids, 7, 8 years old, looking like, what?
Oh.
And I'm like, why did you do that?
Yeah,
so
that's
then when they
fucked
got
up.
a teenager and tried themselves, it turned into, well, you smoke and see.
Yeah.
So I understand.
Yeah.
I know this on nobody, but I'm like, that was for me to tell.
Right.
So whether he smoked or not, that was for her to say.
But I mean, that was her going on Charlamagne again, like being a chameleon. Like if I go on Charlamagne the God, I'm gonna act like a regular person. I'm gonna act like I right here, right now. I'm gonna act the same way I always act, which is goofy and stupid. But that's just how I act. But I don't think I'm gonna change it up for Charlamagne the God.
This is what I want y'all to do out there. That watch the show on Monday, okay? Eric does a Monday night show uncuffed with 2 African American, 2 black, 2 spooks, 2 niggas, 2 whatever you want to call us, coons, jigaboos, whatever you want to call us.
Bulls.
Okay, just don't call it to my face. You know what I'm saying? We don't say it in my face. We all right. But he works with us on a Monday, and he do shows Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I want y'all to pay attention to how he talked tonight, and go on one of his other shows on Tuesday,
Always the same.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and see if he change up.
No.
And come back.
I don't.
And report.
The only change I do here is I try to laugh more because it's supposed to be comedy.
You know, when you laugh as much with them as you do us.
No, because those shows are serious.
Yeah.
Political news is serious, but now on the political show, I yell a lot. I have to sit way back here on my political show because I'm constantly doing this. Like you're fucking idiots. Like I do that, like that. And then on the breakdowns, it's like I probably talk more like a detective, but I don't talk.
I know.
Like I don't throw an accent in there or anything like that. Like I don't try to. If I'm around a bunch of Yankees, I don't try to talk like a Yankee and talk like hot dogs and stuff. I don't know. I think it's a goofy thing to do. Here's about this. Like I would say, if she wants to do it, she wants to do it. And if he wants to call her out on it, then call her out on it. I don't think you can hate somebody for calling somebody out on that. Somebody that's doing something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like I don't know. Let it be. I think it's a dumb thing to be like in a tizzy about. Like so like the mainstream media is like, how dare he call her not black? And I'm like, well, how dare her try to act like a Southerner when she's Canadian? I don't know.
I didn't know she was Indian or had Indian.
Dude, if you look at all of her childhood pictures, she's very Indian.
Somebody sent me one
very Indian.
And
She's very Indian in all of her pictures. It didn't look like they really adopted a lot of the black culture.
Like I said, how I grew up, they was like, if you have one drop of blood, you're black.
Right.
I have a lot of friends who their birth mothers were white, and their father was
There we go. Like
black as
that's one of
them.
them.
They're dark as hell, and they look. If you look at them, they look black. But his mama white.
Well, let me ask you this.
And when he do his jokes, it's funny because he can sit there and tell white jokes and don't feel bad about it.
Right.
He like, I'm mixed.
Right.
My mama
Right.
white.
Right.
I got a white grandma, white granddad. My cousin's white. Pure white, don't look like me. My daddy black. So
Like,
I
after 20 years of marriage, he divorced her because she was a lover. Remember that on that one skit. All right, we're gonna move on because we've got some other news stories to cover. We only got 15 more minutes to cover them. We'll go over this really quickly. We got this Olympic guy. Throw up some of these pictures here. This Olympic dude. Could you imagine making it to the Olympics, trying to qualify to go to the finals? You've been training your whole life for this. He's been training his whole life for this, and then his dick hits the bar. Look at this, Margaret. We really want you to look at this. Does this turn you on at all? Does this, from a lady's perspective, be honest, you are representing all women on here. If you're a woman watching the Olympics, does this make you feel any type of way? Did you see it again?
No, I didn't see it again. I was wanting it to break. I was trying to see.
Look at this hog. Look at this hog. Now, does it play in slow motion where you can see the hog bounce, where his genitalia actually bounces? Yeah, boom! Look at that thing. That thing is a hammer.
He just didn't get up high enough to clear. I don't feel sorry for him.
Now, I say as a man, this dude is a winner either way. It doesn't matter if he got some stupid medal. That guy can have any woman he wants after this.
He had a wife?
I don't know.
Yeah,
but even if he doesn't,
somebody's going to take care of him.
Somebody's going to take care of him, yeah. Are you curious about what that hog looks like outside that leotard?
Really?
Really? I'm even curious, and I'm not even a woman.
I've seen some of the best of them, so I'm curious about his.
You see some of the best? The one time a big dick is a problem. Yeah, but anyway, rest in pieces to that guy. I hope his dick's okay. That's all I want to know. All right, jumping on the next story, we've got a divorce that Jay Durrell wants to talk about here. This is I'll bring it up here. It was divorce documents reveal lavish lifestyle of North Carolina mega church pastor. If you'll bring that up, that's the title: divorce documents, North Carolina mega church pastor.
I got a picture of him, and I'm gonna tell you something funny. How many times has he been married? Did you know?
I don't know.
Because when I said, "Oh, Pastor Andy, can I get a picture?" And as I'm trying to get a picture, like a selfie, he's like, "Come," he's getting his wife in the picture. I'm like, I don't know her. I know it's gonna be funny, but we stand there looking like
right. Somebody in the chats, folk around and find out, says that pole, the pole vault pole, owes him child support. Or he owes. All right, bring this up. Here we go, Dudley. So this is the megachurch pastor. What grinds your gears about this one, Jay?
He's a nice guy. He do has great messages on Sundays or whenever his show on television and stuff. But it's just so funny about when you talk about marriage and the church. Pastors, you don't see a lot of single ministers out there.
Right.
Because, hey, just like we all humans.
Unless you're Catholic, right? They don't get married.
Having sex, you want to continue to have sex.
Sure.
And they look at it, of course, being unmarried and you out there having sex, that's a sin. So he's going to be getting married real soon,
Yeah.
He is.
But I mean, do you think this guy's really a Christian?
Here's the thing. I mean,
he's good.
Or do you think he's just acting the part?
No, he has a good message. His message.
Well, I mean, a good message doesn't mean you're a Christian.
I can't sit here and say because you have to know the Lord for yourself.
Right. But do you think if you knew the Lord and you really meant what you preached, one, you would be getting divorced like he is, and two, would you be spending church money on a $2.8 million parsonage?
Well, they said that the church provided him.
Right, but if he's
That's
wrong.
He's
spending church money, but if they're paying him and he chooses to buy that, no, he's not wrong. Now, if he's using the church money, yeah, he's wrong. But they're choosing to.
Well, that's the church parsonage, so it's probably a tax-free home, is it not? Can you bring the thing back up?
Church parsonage.
All I know.
I thought that's what I read. Let me read it.
It don't belong to him because in the divorce settlement, he's not got to sell it and split it with his wife, or he.
I got you.
Yeah. So
the lavish lifestyle of North Carolina megachurch pastor, including a $2.8 million home and a $1.3 million alimony agreement, has been revealed in divorce file papers. The pastor, Gilbert Andre Thompson Jr., pastor of the 15,000 member World Overcomers Christian Church in Durham, was granted an absolute divorce on July 1 of his wife of 33 years, Dakila LaShawn. Thompson, also known as Pastor Andy, filed for divorce on June 10th. The 2-page divorce decree show the couple were legally separated in 2023. An absolute divorce is granted after a couple have been separated for at least a year and a day. Blah, blah, blah. The $1.3 million alimony payment is broken down into $12,000 a month for 9 years.
Jesus.
Jeez.
She gonna be single for
the
9
property
months.
agreement spells out Pastor Andy Thompson will assume the couple's 58 acres. 58 fucking acres in Mebane. Public records show that Thompson's residence is 14,000 square feet, 4 bedroom, 6 bathroom house. According to published real estate records, the home is equipped with a gym, theater, infinity pool, and hot tub. The house is worth $2.8 million, according to Zillow. See, I got a big problem with this. Like, if you're making that much money, you're not. I don't think you're.
Look how
my personal
person in Durham, right.
But see, that's the
I assume that you're not right in the Lord's eyes.
That's why I have a problem with your tithes and your offerings and stuff. You have to keep the church going. You got to pay the lights. You got to have water.
Right, but if you're paying this dude how much money a month?
Get that money right,
which means they're not giving him everything they take in, right? Which means they taking on a whole lot.
Yeah,
if they pay him out
maybe
what they take in.
Maybe they're making a whole lot.
Yeah, they gotta be to pay him that much.
Well, yeah, but I mean, what? I don't know. Like, maybe
talk about no cause. They haven't even talked. I mean, I don't know what they should, but
what do you guys think in the chat saying? Do you think pastors should live the lavish life, or should they live the life of servitude and servantry? I think that that's me personally, my own tansy opinion. Not that it really matters in this world all that much. I feel like if you're a pastor of the Lord, then you should be more of a servant, and that money should go more towards service. But I've had a problem with what's his name? What's Joel Osteen? Same thing. I think I think all that is super bad.
If you listen to Geno Jennings, you would love him, because he'll tell you, he said, pastor don't supposed to be getting paid. You don't get paid.
Our pastor, the pastor of the church I grew up in, the church provided him a parsonage, which was right across the street from the church. It was like a 3-bedroom home. It was a ranch style house on maybe a half an acre, maybe an acre. I can't remember. I mean, they had a yard, they had a front yard and a backyard, but it was called the parsonage, and they actually held the adults Bible study on Sundays at Sunday school in the parsonage at their house. So their house had to be clean, because on Sundays they actually hosted the adult or elders. I'm sorry, it was the elders Bible study. But the church owned that. Now the church paid for the lawn care, and the church, and it was a very humble, it wasn't very lavish, it wasn't all that nice, and they paid for that. And he drove the same beater Honda forever, but he really had no look. He wore the same shirt, the same loafers, and the church grew, though. The church became nice and had lavish things in the church, and the church was beautiful. They had the projectors and the seats and the lights and but the pastor himself never really amounted to anything. And then I think when he retired, I want to say he retired at $60,000 a year living in Florida, but they let him, they bought him another parsonage as a retirement home, but he preached there for, almost 40 something years, and he was older. So the church provided him, but and I think that's the way you do it.
Yeah.
Because you're in servitude to the.
Yeah, we did that. Our pastor had, but he worked, because
and there you go too. It's
during the week, we had Bible study. He had noonday Bible study. He would go out and visit the sick and shut in during the week.
Yeah.
So it's not like he was sitting up in the office at the church chilling, listening to gospel music. He'd come. He would be there on weekends, like on Fridays and Saturday nights when they having choir rehearsal. Everything that was at the church, he was there. First lady didn't have a job. She wasn't working.
Right.
Didn't have no outside interest. Only little extra income he made was if he got invited to another church.
Speaking events and things like that.
Revivals and stuff like that. weddings, funerals, and stuff like that.
And I think I think generally speaking, that's the way it should be. I don't know if these mega churches should be like mega million. It turns church into more of a corporation than it does a thing. All right, we have to move on. We got to move on. One more story because we only got about 8 minutes left. I have to get into this. This is called the Mandela effect. Now, if you're not familiar with the Mandela effect, because we learned at the beginning of this, the thing you're not, the Mandela effect refers to a widespread false memories that large numbers of people or group of individuals believe. Now, I love the caveat they put in here. They may be harmless, but can support conspiracy theories or political agendas. I mean, no, they fucking can't. Like, shut the fuck up. Everybody's having fun with Mandela effects. Don't be a Debbie Downer because some of this shit might be fucking real or not. Here's another one. Some common examples of the Mandela effect have perhaps logical examinations, such as Mr. Monopoly wearing the monocle. Anyway, so the reason why Mandela effect came up was because Nelson Mandela, when he died, they announced that he died. And everybody was like, that motherfucker died like 10 years ago. And they were like, no. Well, half the population was like, Nelson Mandela died in prison. And the other half was like, nope, he just died. So there was like this 50-50 split on what people believed Nelson Mandela did. Like some people thought Nelson Mandela died in prison. And some people were like, oh, he just died. But there was a lot of people, including myself, when they announced a few years ago that Nelson Mandela died, I was like, what do you mean he died? Like, I thought Nelson Mandela died a long time ago. So they call it the Mandela effect. That's what, and it spawned other things. So we're going to play the Mandela effect game to really get your gears going. Go ahead. You got to pay attention to this one, Margaret.
He didn't die in prison, though.
Huh?
He went to prison again? How did he die in prison?
No, he didn't die in prison.
Okay,
no. All right, watch this. Here we go. You got to watch. He's going to put it up on the screen. Go through some of the beginning ones. No, she's not going to know that one. Go to the beginning.
All right, so not Pokemon. We'll go.
No,
Curious George.
All right. Did Curious George have a tail or did he not have a tail?
He had a tail.
He had a tail.
Okay. Curious George had a tail. Did he have a tail?
I definitely know that.
Curious George did not have a tail.
Curious George never had a tail.
Did not have a tail.
Isn't that crazy?
That's the only one you got?
No, hell no. Keep going. Let's go.
No,
Let's go. All right. Fruit of the Loom. Was it the left logo or the right logo? Fruit of the Loom.
Okay. The right one. What you about in the beginning?
Yeah, sure.
Or, I don't know if it changed or not. I don't know about the beginning, but I know I've
with the cornucopia in the back.
Yeah.
Cornucopia never existed.
I swear to God, I have white underwear with that fucking cornucopia. But Fruit of the Loom says no, it didn't exist. That they never had a cornucopia on their underwear.
Yeah. Okay, just do another one.
I do know him. Monopoly Man. Monocle or no monocle Monopoly Man?
So the eye?
Yeah.
Oh, he had the eye. Don't tell me he did. Oh.
Yep.
Oh no. You know, if he didn't have the eye, something wrong. He had the monocle.
Yeah, he had the monocle. What is it?
He did not have a monocle.
I'm gonna tell you something else.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
It just proves you that people can put stuff and make you believe stuff that ain't true. Because I'm thinking like that. Yeah.
100%. He did.
Did y'all see that?
I will tell you 100%. I believe that the Monopoly Man had a monocle. Like you'll have to prove to me that he didn't.
Yeah. Okay. Do another one.
Do another one.
C-3PO.
I don't know about
gold leg or silver leg.
Gold leg.
I would say gold legs. I don't remember having he better say he had a silver leg.
C-3PO has silver leg.
I never fucking ever. Go to another one.
We don't pay attention to
All right, how about this?
Skechers with a T or without a T?
Is it Skechers or Skechers? With a T or no T?
No T.
I think it was a.
I say it's a T. I say it's always been Skechers.
No T.
Yeah.
No T. All right, you got another one?
We patent Jiffy or Jif to get out of court.
Say it again.
Is it Jiffy peanut butter or Jif?
Back in the day, it was Jiffy. I'm 56. Back in the day, it was Jiffy, and then it turned to Jif.
So both of them?
Yeah.
All right. What is it, Dead Leg?
It has only been Jif, J-I-F, the entire time.
I wish my mom was still alive.
Isn't that crazy? Now, okay, so now is there any more? You got any more good ones?
A lot of them. Another one is Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get.
It's actually life was like a box of chocolates.
No.
Life is.
No.
Let me tell you something.
No.
Yeah. He listened to that. He said, what? He said, Forrest Gump's supposed to say, life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you'll get. He said it said life was. Man, please, he ain't dead. It was like nobody.
So it make you want to watch the movie again? Just
Yeah. All right. What are some other ones? How about this? Is it Sally Fields? Hang on. I've got one. Is it Sally Fields or Sally Field?
I don't know about that because it's an S. That's the only difference. So I don't know. They've been saying Fields.
The actress Sally Fields. Sally Fields has never had an S in her name. She's always been Sally Field. But
Jesus.
All right, go ahead. Go to the next one.
Luke, I am your father.
That's real, right? Luke, I am your father.
Oh, you asked a question.
I am your father.
No, the actual line is, I am your father.
I am your father.
He never says
say Luke. No, he sure didn't. Come, my nephews do that. I am your father. So no, it ain't Luke.
Okay, it's not Luke. I am your father.
I believe that one.
All right, what else we got?
He says not Luke. He says not Luke.
Remember the movie Hannibal Lecter saying, hello, Clarice.
Hello, Clarice. Yeah.
Yep. He didn't say that at all. He actually said good morning.
What? He never said hello, Clarice. So then why do we all say hello, Clarice?
Well, I'm going to tell you like this. When it comes to terms like that, it's possible he could have said it one way. It's just the editing process and the takes.
I got one.
Because we can do a take on a skit.
But how come we all think he said hello, Clarice?
Because sometimes the people put it out there in one version and then come back with another version.
No, he's saying he never said that in the movie.
He says never jiffy. I got one. So did Michael Jackson say, Mama say, Mama sa, Mumaku sa? Or did he say, I'm going to say it one more time and I'm not going to stop?
Mama say, Mama Saki say, or whatever.
Do a fact check. I think it was the first one too. But everybody says the other way.
No.
I think he's saying a language from another country. Which one is it? I'm going to say it.
Mama say, Mama. Yeah. All right, and then we had let's see, there was another Mandela effect. I gotta get my cursor here. I think I had
every song James Brown.
I had we didn't get to the Christian Surfer. We'll get to that on Wednesdays.
I got a question. So I have a question. I have a statement. What's the word? What is it? To contract? What did it say?
A contradiction?
No, when people say
on the contrary.
No, I can't think what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
No matter what the Mandela effect is or whatever stuff, the name of Jesus does have power. I just want to say that.
Oh, what was that one in reference to?
That does have power. Somebody posted something one day and said what is it, Sonia Massey proved that Jesus doesn't have power.
You know what? Yeah.
And I'm like,
well, we broke that down. We did a 2-hour breakdown on that. Here's my final take on Sonia Massey, because I've already broken it down for 2 fucking hours. And if you guys want to go on a breakdown, you can come on a breakdown to it. But here's the thing is, the dude was completely wrong.
Okay.
Completely wrong. He shot her in the face and he immediately went to jail and he got a no bond. So like, what else are we like? What are we so mad about?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I lost sleep. People like, ain't no fat off my back. I lost sleep when I turned my face, saw that. But I Googled because when I saw when you reread what you said about you did a breakdown.
Yeah.
When I went to YouTube, maybe I was looking too hard. I thought it said this was justified. I thought no. I was like, what is he?
No.
I'm gonna ask you.
No, I think he was 100% wrong.
Maybe I read it wrong.
But the only argument I had about it was like we like as a society we like need something to be top news. But like there was a baby that got gunned down on a street while the guy was in a gunfight with another rival gang member, and their baby was in a baby carrier, and he said fuck the baby or whatever and shot the baby. It made the news, but nobody really gave a fuck. There are cops who kill people all the time that probably are unjustified. We've covered a couple of unjustified police shootings, but in this instance, he shot her in the face, was arrested immediately, and was given a no bond before it ever even made the media. So like, why is it the biggest news of all time? Tons of black people get shot by white people all the time. Like,
I think it bothered me because for one, I'm a female, a black female. Two, I'm glad they did arrest him immediately, because if they didn't, I think it would have been a whole nother story. And don't give him a bond, because I think it'll be a whole nother story, because people are getting tired. I mean, especially if that's.
Getting tired of what?
Of stuff like that happening. There was a whole bunch of stuff happens.
Like, when's the last time?
Basically, what it is.
When is the last time a white cop shot a black woman for no reason? It doesn't.
In the past, numerous incidents with African Americans and law enforcement have ended with he's on leave he or she is on leave, paid leave, while under investigation.
Sure.
When the clear cut, when you see video,
But name one that's clear cut.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not going to go through all that.
Because they're not, because they don't exist.
But the thing is, when it happened, and then when it comes out that this dude, you know, the officer wasn't wrong.
Right.
Now he's getting arrested and all this and that when all this time has passed. That's what black folks are getting tired of.
Well, I don't think, but the only reason why
happened,
right.
People was like, okay, good, because when I saw the video, I was like, damn, when this happened? And then they were like, this happened a couple of weeks ago.
But the problem is it's only the media making you think that it's happening, because if you look at it statistically and you think about it numerically, and we've broken it down several times on the show, it never happens. Like the chances of you getting shot by a white cop. So it's like when people say this happens all the time and the cop doesn't get arrested, but you can't back it up with a time that it hasn't happened. Like if it's a questionable case, not saying that the cop's not guilty, but you can't just go arrest a cop when you don't have all of the facts behind the case. Just like you can't go arrest a black dude for killing anybody or a white dude for killing anybody or black man. Well, it happens. Sure, it happens. It happens.
It was on
sure.
their body cam. The part I was trying, like I said, I thought your thing said he like basically he wasn't guilty. I thought that's what it said. But I was trying to get an understanding of
100%
why was it justified if she's way over there. I mean, even
I don't think there's any way to justify it.
Even she had a knife in her hand. So I'm gonna stab you.
A knife I can do because you can throw a knife pretty fucking far.
Well, she ain't throw the.
But she ain't throwing that boiling water very far.
Here's my thing. My problem is yes, the incident itself, but my problem is with the department, his background.
Right, he had 2 DUIs. He was other than honorably discharged. I mean, that's what I said. I mean, but you can't say that because you can't say that. But like, if we went back to that Alabama case where the 4 black dudes beat the shit out of the other black guy and killed him on duty, and you look like 3 of those cops had misdemeanors under the belt. Well, how do you get fucking hired in a misdemeanor? And it's the defund the police movement. It's kind of like it goes hand in hand. You start hiring and lowering your hiring standard, which we've done across the country. Then fucking retards like this are going to get through. But my point here being is that this was a clear cut case. He shot her in the face. He said he was going to shoot her in the face, and he said her in the face for what? For saying like, I rebuke you in the name. Like what I said in the show is that guy, the minute she said, can you move my Bible, in the way that she said, can you move my Bible, I would have already been like, this chick's batshit crazy. And I'm going to, my tone would have been 100% would have been like, yes, ma'am, let me move this Bible. This is a really lovely Bible. Where did you get this Bible at? And she'd have a great story about where she got the Bible. And I said, yes, ma'am. Hey, listen, there's no prowler. We walked around your house. We went around the outside. There's nobody here. Do you want to give us your name really quick so we can put you on your report? If not, we don't have to. We just have to put something down on there. And when she was like, let me just get my paperwork. I got to find my paperwork. Instead of being like, I didn't ask for your paperwork. I mean, that's a real dickhead thing to say. You could be like, hey, let me see your paperwork. Who cares? Like, what else you got to fucking do? Like,
here's the question.
He was wrong from the get-go. So
I'm glad I wasn't there with the part of the breakdown, but from your understanding, do you have anybody say what he thought she said?
Here's the thing. I think that there are people in every profession, right? Like you're always going to have people that shouldn't be there and people that are going to have bad days. And listen, when that guy came in there, he had a chip on his shoulder. He was grumpy about something. I don't know if his wife left him, his girl left him. I don't know if his kids hate him. I don't know. But he was aggravated and acting like an asshole from the minute he get there. Obviously, this guy has a history of making terrible decisions. How hard is it to get other than honorably discharged from the military? Pretty fucking hard. Like you really got to fuck up in the army to get an other than honorable discharge. Yeah. And then he gets 2 DUIs in the same year. You know what I mean? You get 2 DUIs in 1 year. How fucking stupid can you be when you're trying to be a cop? So I'm not saying you're stupid because you have 2 DUIs. I'm saying you definitely should not be a cop.
And the thing about it, I don't think it had anything racial.
I don't think it was racial. I think he was just an asshole.
He was just not
an asshole. He was just a fucking asshole.
They said she had some mental issues, but like I said, unless it was a voiceover, all I heard was I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. He said,
and he asked her. He said, she said, I'll rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And he said, what? He said, what'd you just say? And she's like, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. He's like, bitch, I'll fucking I'll shoot you in the fucking face. Like, I mean, so he asked her to repeat it and she repeated it. Yeah. He knows what she said. Yeah. He just lost it. He snapped. But you know what? Listen, I don't think it's 1st degree murder because I don't think he planned to do it, but I think 2nd degree murder all day long.
You don't think he planned to do it?
Well, 1st degree murder would say like, I'm going to go kill Margaret tonight. And then I go to your house and then I open up your door and then I shoot you. I pre-planned it. That's 1st degree premeditated murder. If we're in here right now and we start arguing about politics and I'd be like, bitch, are you serious? And I pull out a knife and I stab you. That's not premeditated murder. That's I got mad at you and I stabbed you.
You pulled a knife out because he was arguing.
Yeah.
Why did he pull that gun on her? because
he's batshit crazy. But that's not premeditated murder.
Right.
That's just fucking dickhead murder.
Better one. You chilling here now and say you think your man is at work, but you go home and you hear some boots knocking.
Right. Smashing.
You're like, hold up, what? His car's parked in the back. You all gonna be gone. And you already assume, so you bust up in there, you see him stroking, knocking it out. He knocking somebody out, tying it up, and you look. Instead of you jumping on him right then and there or grabbing something and start throwing at him, you walk out the room, go back downstairs if you had it downstairs, and you go in your closet and get your gun and then go back up there. That's premeditated.
Right. No, it's not. That would not be that wouldn't be premeditated.
Heat of passion, what they call
crime of passion. It would be second degree murder. That would be second degree, not first degree.
Right, but he should be second degree because he can go to his car and get it.
No, it should be second degree murder.
What?
It should be second degree murder, not first degree murder.
What should be second degree? Me going downstairs and get something?
Yes, second degree murder.
Yeah, but he didn't go get nothing. I'm trying to figure out what's the purpose of him pulling his gun, period.
It doesn't matter. He pulled it because he's crazy, but it's not premeditated murder. He didn't plan on murdering somebody. Premeditated murder is first degree murder.
Premeditated.
So it has to be second degree because he didn't premeditate it. Just because you go downstairs and get a gun doesn't mean it's premeditated. You went down and got a gun because you were like in the moment. You're in the moment. He was in a moment. I don't know why. I can't explain his moment.
But they say it is a different if you walk in on your spouse doing something and you have the gun on you already and you pull it and get to shooting, compared to after you see it, you go downstairs because they saying you have that time to think about it. You know what you about to do.
Okay, go ahead. Hurry.
I'm done with because I don't know I'm gonna sleep good night. You remember when the lady shot? She said she thought she pulled her taser, but she pulled her gun.
Yeah. I broke that down in case for a long time. What was that?
What was that considered as?
Well, I'll get into it after the show.
Yeah,
but it was second degree murder. Yeah, but I don't think it should have been murder at all. But I'll tell you why. But I've already done the case breakdown. You can go out listen to it. But it's definitely
worse than what hers was because I can see how she could.
Right? Yeah, she fucked up. But also the guy that was doing it put her in that situation because he's stealing a fucking car and reaching for something and driving off with her partner in it. She actually could have shot him and been fine with it. But the fact that she said I meant to tase him is what fucked her over. Because I think if she would have just said I meant to shoot him and kill him, I think she'd be okay still to this day. Because I mean, the dude was trying to steal a car while another cop was in the car with him. So I mean, a dragged officer. I think she could have shot him. I mean, it was piss poor training. She had no business being a cop, but we can talk about that. That was another defund the police movement because she had no business being back on the street. She hadn't been on the street in 13 years, comes back, and then 3 weeks after being on the street, she gets in this mess. It's because she's poorly trained. But anyway, it's another story. We've already done the case breakdown. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that she had any malice. Now, this guy's a piece of shit. This guy fucking was mad. He was angry. He didn't like this woman for whatever reason, and he snapped. And you go to jail for that? I said you go to jail for that. He went to jail for that.
Think about it too.
But I don't think it's a problem with race. People, I think that's just a problem with hiring.
People that are really into religion or crazy or mental.
Well, she's definitely mental.
Because can't remember the guy in Southeast.
Bro, you don't think she was mental?
And I would have felt the same way if she was a white lady now.
For sure.
Yeah. Sarge.
Yeah.
He used to always be out there talking religion and he'll talk religion with you one day and the next day cuss your ass out.
Right. Right. But he was batshit crazy.
Yeah, he was batshit crazy. But see, whenever you went on a call and they said, they describe who he was, you're like, oh, no.
Dude, there's a lot of schizophrenics and stuff fall into religion, man. They love it. Like there was a little old white lady. I said it on the show. She used to have us come in there and search her house for ghosts. And I never was annoyed by it. Like I know there's no ghost in her house, but if it makes her little 89-year-old ass want to sleep a little bit better at night, I'll fucking walk through their house like I'm a goddamn Ghostbuster, baby. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
I had a woman like that in a living assistance area, District 24.
You don't shoot her in the face.
She walked up and then she was like, "There's ghosts up in here." And I'm like, "Where?" She said, "They're coming out of there." And I'm looking at she had the AC on low as hell. It was cold as shit in there. And there, you can see the condensation.
Bro, you never did an exorcism in a house?
Man, what you talking about?
You never like faked an exorcism for a crazy lady? Yeah, you did. I know. I said that on the show. Like we've all done it.
I took a plastic bag.
Yeah.
No lie, Ziploc bag. Got up on a chair, put the Ziploc bag, and I took a thing.
Bro, you pull out your Visine
and I zipped it up, and I said, "I got it."
Did you pull out that? You pull out your Visine because you know holy water looks like it comes in the same. You just don't let them see the Visine label, and you go, I got my holy water right here, and you just flick it around. Yeah, dude. When the crazy people. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of last thing of the night, though, there's power in the name of Jesus. Pretty funny, but this surfer at the beginning of the Olympics, he had which is iconic to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It's the big statue of Christ as you see coming into Rio de Janeiro, and you see the big giant statue. Everybody's seen it. It's iconic to Brazil. The Olympics made him take this off of his surfboard because they didn't want any versions of Jesus or anything that could be, that could be offensive. And Jesus was offensive. He ends up getting the highest rated, graded wave of entire Olympic history and gets this amazing picture. Also, the female Raisa Liel, the skateboarder, she won her medal in the Olympics and used sign language and signed Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light.
He's above the water.
Right, walking on the water. So anyway, yes, power in the name of Jesus. And we'll just close it out on that tonight, guys. We appreciate everybody being in the comments. Miss H.E. Pennypacker, thanks for being here. Folk around and find out. Thank you so much for being in the chats with us. Will Cray, Davey, looks like who else we got up in here? Mike Dutcher, thank you so much. Mur 530, Tyler S. All you guys, thanks for being here on Uncuffed Tactical Dude. Thanks for being here on the Mondays Society and Culture News. Hopefully you got a little bit more cultured. I'm about to take us on out of here.
Oh my God, that is good.
Good night, you guys.
Hey
man, I see y'all on the next one.
Do that with your comedy now, man. That was good.